y'all, welcome back to Empowering Immigrants. I know it's been a minute, almost 3 weeks I think, but life has been living. Okay, life has been living, but by God's grace, here we are. Thank God. We cannot do anything without him. Give praise to him all the time, right? Can you guys see how excited I am? I'm so excited, mostly because if you follow us on Instagram, you will know that we're adding on 2 more series for the summer issue. Well, it must be winter somewhere else across the world. But for the next 3 months, we will be doing 3 series, running 3 series. This one, the old one, Reflection Wednesdays, and we'll be adding on Web 3 and book club. The book club is finally here. I cannot wait to stop gatekeeping all the information and share it with you all. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a great next 3 months. Okay, I was gonna say a great summer. Okay, can I just say summer, because I'm excited for summer as well. So, but anyway, first things first, I never did a get to know me. You all don't know me. How can I be here sharing all my experiences? I mean, like the daily experiences moving forward, but you all don't know where I come from. If you thought you know me, well, until you watch this video, you don't know me yet. Okay, so the initial plan was to do a whole introduction once our podcast was ready. So that's why we just continued with the Reflection Wednesday videos without doing an introduction as to who is this girl, by the way, right? But things didn't go as planned, so here we are. Let's just do it here on YouTube. Let's just do it on this platform and get this thing done and dusted, right? So first things first, who am I? Where do I come from? Where do I find myself on the globe? And what are my plans for the future? Or, you know, so it's gonna be an exciting one. Let's dive in. Okay, so who are you, Lucia? Well, I am Lucia. I am Lucia Mukwa. I'm a Namibian, and this just had to fall off right now. Oh my goodness. Do I keep this in a video? What? Fixing my... I just hanged it there without actually closing it. No, we're not keeping this. Let's dive in. Okay. So, who are you, Lucia? Well, I am Lucia. My name is Lucia Mukwa. I'm a Namibian who was born in Windhoek, grew up in Windhoek. I've always been a city girl. Can you tell? I'm a mother of 2 beautiful, adorable kids, 1 boy, 1 daughter, and I am in a relationship, not married, but in a relationship. I'm a single to many. We are 7. I am the 3rd child of my mother, and I love slow mornings. Yeah, I love slow mornings. I love reading during this time, journaling, and just sipping on a glass of hot lemon water while listening to the birds chirping in the morning. That's my favorite thing to do. The gym is literally my second home. Okay, my second favorite place besides home. I love going to the gym, right? I am an advocate for balance and structure in life. Okay, I love eating right. I love taking care of my body, and sleeping right. And I have not always been like this. This is something that I have developed since I moved to Europe. Wow. Well, that is such a fact, right? I've only started doing this, or really doing it effectively and intentionally, since I moved to Europe. I guess I was too busy back home. It's not an excuse. I didn't have time for myself. Oh my God, imagine, right? So yeah, my childhood was quite deep. It was quite deep. I grew up poor, literally. Poor, in the outskirts of Okuriangaba, and my mom suffered from addictions, alcohol addictions, smoking and all that, and I used to get unnecessary beatings, literally torture and also having to watch my mom suffer from the addictions that she was going through, and even watch her getting beaten up and all that. All these things caused me childhood trauma, right? I didn't have an easy life growing up, and that's just the cards that I was dealt with. I had to grow up with that. If I have to go deep into my childhood, I would have to write a whole book, okay? Because there's a lot. There's a lot that happened. There's a lot that I experienced, and I think because of that, I am who I am today. I'm not even so sure if I ever had a day where I regretted having to live through that. Yeah, I mean, everybody hopes to have a better life or had a better childhood whatsoever, but I'm glad that I get to experience that now with my children, right? I make up for it. I get to enjoy my inner child. My inner child is still with me, and I get to be the one to soothe it and so on. But yeah, just a nutshell of my childhood. I didn't have it easy. I was raised by a single mom who suffered from addictions, went through the most horrific experiences a child could ever go through, but it made me stronger. It made me who I am, and I am grateful. It was indeed the hardest part of my first 20 years on earth. Right. And one day when I was in grade 9, I decided to run away from home. And I think that's when my adulthood really started. I decided to run away from home. I was schooling at Agustinium Secondary School in Kommersdal. By that time I was in grade 9, and I went to the Kossiesvater boarding school, and I literally begged them. I had to beg them to please literally take me in. The best thing that my mom ever did for me during that time was to get me a scholarship. Obviously that I had to keep, because if you failed 2 subjects, more than 1 subject, yeah, so 2 subjects up per semester, the scholarships gets to be taken away from you. But because of the scholarship, I could get my boarding school, like hostel, paid, and I could buy school uniforms and stationery, and my school was paid for. So the only thing that I had to do was to just get myself into a hostel, boarding school, and then everything else was paid for because of my scholarship. So that's it. Then I just moved on with my life all alone in the hostel. I mean, without family, without having to have parents who are like raising me and taking care of me. I never, when it was out weekend, every end of the month, I believe it was every end of the month, where the kids in the hostel, in the boarding school, had to get a weekend to go home, right? This is where, when the kids come back from there, the parents buy them stuff, food, toiletries, and a bunch of stuff, clothing. You get to go home, spend time with your family, etc., and you come back with a bunch of everything, right? I chose to stay inside. I swear to you, I can count the out weekends that I ever went out of the hostel. There were maybe 3 or so out of my 4 years of staying in the hostel. So I would choose to stay inside. And how I survived with extra food and buying toiletries, I literally I started work already at that time, okay? I used to knock at the doors of people in Kommersdal, at their flats and just asked if I can help them with domestic work so I can be able to buy myself toiletries. And so I had an extended family of mine. My uncle would send me money. I think through the 4 years also that I was at Agustinium, he maybe did that once or twice. Yeah, he was taking care of my other siblings, so I didn't really mind. I just had to vent for myself, literally. That's what I'm saying. After growing up in struggles, in abuse and stuff, I ran away from home. I went to the hostel, stayed in the hostel, and took care of my own ass. Literally worked for myself. It came to a point where I even had to have a whole sugar daddy. Yeah, girl has been there. Girl has been there. I had to do that. I had to have a sugar daddy just so that I can be able to manage and have like toiletries and clothing, you know. And I promised myself that I wasn't going to live the life that I grew up in. I wasn't gonna let my children live the life that I grew up in. And so one thing I made sure to do was to never skip class, never skip exams or tests and stuff like that. So I wanted to pass. In Namibia, it's well known that education is key, you know, and I had that in my mind, like education is key. I have to study. I didn't study as hard as I know I could have studied. There was a lot of influence also around me, drinking alcohol and stuff. I mean, also nobody to mentor you, no parent to tell you don't do this, don't do that. The freedom was too much. I did mess up, okay, I wasn't perfect, but I had a goal, and that goal was to finish school, and so I did. I went on to varsity. I passed my grade 12, went on to varsity, and okay, in between my grade 12 and my first year of varsity, I got pregnant with my firstborn. I had to take 1 year off, but I continued again. And so I had to, starting from my first year, I studied for 4 years at the university. I studied marketing, and for those 4 years I had to study, I had to work and pay my rent, because literally out of school I had to already continue to take care of myself, right? I had to pay for rent, look for a place to stay and feed myself and so on. I couldn't live with my mom. It's impossible to live with my mom because of her attitude and her addictions and everything, right? It still continued up to like forever, okay? And so during my first years of varsity, I had to work, I had to study, and I had to take care of a baby that I lived with also. Yeah, my uncles, my aunties, they offered to help me with my baby while I study and work, but I was so attached to my child. I was so attached to, I think I always make promises to myself and I always keep them. I promised myself that I wanted a specific life for my kids that I didn't go through. I also never had love growing up, but first of all, not growing up with a father. So I didn't get fatherly love, and my mom was too busy doing her thing, so I didn't get love as well. And I wanted to give that so badly to my children. I wanted to give them love. I wanted to be there for them. And so giving my child away, I just felt like I wasn't keeping my promise, right? And so I wanted to stay with my baby and raise my child in the way that I wanted my child, like the outcome that I've already like pictured, right? And so I decided to do everything by myself. So this girl has been working hard since day one, yeah. Fast forward, I finished my varsity, I graduated, and I got promoted at the company that I was already working at as a corporate account manager. So life was living, it was good, everything was balanced, you know. Girl was in corporate, working as a corporate account manager, as I said, and bought my car, staying in my little flat with my kid, being a breadwinner, renovated my mom's house, did the most, and life was okay until again, boom, another tragedy, can I call it that, in my life. Another horrific experience again in my life, guys. Yo, wait for it. So in 2019, by this time I had my little daughter, and her baby daddy was a vampu. Now no offense, but if you know that tribe, if you dump that tribe, they will kill you. They will cut off your throat, okay? It was a season, or let me say, yeah, a season whereby there was the peak of passion killing was on its highest. Apparently passion killing, yeah, where boyfriends kill their girlfriends, literally slice off throats, shoot, whatever, if you dump them, or whatever quarrels that you guys have here. People were killing each other, okay? Literally every week in front of the newspaper there will be someone, like someone killed who, etc., right? And so I dumped my baby daddy, and he wasn't taking it as easily as I thought he would. He literally was threatening me, and I was terrified. Literally my bones were shaking every time. You have to come into the office, pick up the newspaper, and the first heading there that you see is that one girl was shot at her workplace and stuff like that. And then you are checking your phone and you are receiving an SMS of someone having, like, threatening you. That was like, is my name going to end up in the newspaper next? lmuukua, throat sliced off or shot or something. I was like, no, this is not going to be the end of me, okay? This is not going to be my future. This is not going to be me, all right? I have to make a plan. A lot of my tribe, the Herero people and so on, just everybody, a lot of people were traveling to Europe, moving to Europe, finding life over there, and I had to look into it. How do people actually get over there and stuff like that? I had to go away as far as possible to just go and live my life in peace, yeah, with my 2 babies. And so I decided to just take my 2 babies and run away. So I came over to Europe, and I was heading to the UK, but I ended up in Germany. Yeah, so this is where I am right now, right? Because of what I was facing back home, I had to drop everything, quit my job, sell my car. I didn't even say goodbye to anybody. That's how terrified and confused I was. Just took my babies and just left. And here I am right now in Europe. It's been almost 3 years that I've been in Germany. And yeah, in a nutshell, that's it. I think that's my life. Yeah, I went through a lot of experiences, even the trip of coming over here and so many stuff. I think I will have to write a book if I have to, if you really have to, like, get to know me on that level, right? But I totally believe that as we continue to have these conversations on this platform, we will get to talk about other experiences of my life as well, right? You will get to know me also better, and yeah, every aspect of my life, okay? This whole platform, Empowering Immigrants, is its core pillars is self-awareness, self-development. So if we have to talk about topics on self-awareness, our mental health, trauma, depression, and all those stuff, we will have to tap into our experiences, right? So I'm sure that you will get to know me more as we build on more topics on this platform. I'll dig a little bit deeper into my childhood, my past, as to where I am and how I got here, and also where I am moving forward, right? But in a nutshell, yeah, that's it. You got my name. You know that I'm a graduate. I studied marketing. I had a terrifying childhood. I took care of myself from when I was grade 9. Had to work hard at school and vent for myself and support myself until I am here. Never had those, even the sugar daddy that I had, maybe it was just for a couple of years really, and it was just these little things and whatever. I was always scared of boyfriends, whatever. I will also just literally run away. We didn't do much with the sugar daddy. I don't even know if it was more of like a sugar daddy or more of like an uncle to me or so, because we didn't even have, you know, sexual and I'm so grateful to that guy. It's like he was helping me for free. Yeah, I mean, besides the kissing part, those are like juicy other stories that we can maybe have juicy stories on another day. But listen, I want to be as open as possible, and create a safe place where you guys can also be as open as possible. This whole platform is built for us to hold arms together, share our experiences, and learn from each other's mistakes, and or just soothe each other through our traumas, depression, and also understand where our anxieties come from, how our childhood and our experiences affect us right now as we are trying to to develop ourselves, right? So you know that we are here on this platform. We are an advocate of self-development. You cannot have self-development if you do not have self-awareness and try to understand all the things that you went through, so that you are not triggered to just live in circles repeating the same kind of lifestyle. You need to face your demons, right? So me being open here on this platform, talking about my terrifying childhood, my mother, and even having sugar daddies and all these other things, is just to create that open space, that they and to give that awareness of how important it is to actually understand your experiences and how they affect your life, right? I know I'm just trying to give a nutshell of things here and there, because I don't want to make a whole long video. If I really have to go deep into my life, it will be a whole book, right? But as I said, we'll get to know each other as we continue to have conversations that build each other on this platform. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. You don't want to miss out on the conversations, the education that we'll be having on this platform, right? So subscribe, hit the notification bell. There's quite a lot of videos that I made already on trauma, depression, and so on. So for now, go and watch those videos. And as we said, we're so excited for our summer issue. More videos to come, more education, more building self-development topics that we're going to have over here. I am happy, I'm excited, I'm actually very honored to actually have to come and sit here and share my story, share my experiences, and give you guys my 2 cents of life. And also I want to get to know you guys also, and also learn something from you guys as well. So don't go silent on me. Do comment below. Tell me who you are, your name, where you come from, where you are on this club. What is your love language? What is it that you love about yourself, about your journey? Just anything. Let's use this video to get to know each other more. So I'm waiting to hear from you all. From me to you for now. Peace and love. Cheers.